Well, everyone, the iPhone XS Max is one of those iPhones that came out about 7 years ago now, which is so crazy. So this is one of those phones that came out, it brought a lot of stuff to the table, and I will tell you, for a lot of people out there, this phone might still be a phone that people are using or it's still on the table to buy. Hopefully by the end of this, you might be able to, I can help you deliver your, opinion a little bit more. Now, with the iPhone XS Max, this phone on the outside still looks pretty good for the most part. This is one of those phones that still is giving you a very large display. It's giving you a really good type of build quality on the outside, dual camera setup. It still feels like a fairly expensive phone. And that is something that's actually really nice when you're going through and buying these types of devices, because you're able to go through and buy a phone that's going to be giving you a very good type of experience from that particular side. So at least from the outside, it still feels like a pretty decent phone. But there's also a few things to keep in mind here too. Number one, when you are getting a phone like an iPhone XS Max, you're going to have to remember that these types of devices are pretty much going to be giving you a little bit of a limited type of experience when it comes down to the software now. These phones are basically done getting software updates. They're not going to be getting that next big iOS update anymore. So that right there is going to kind of be an issue. If it was up to me, I would rather go through and get a device that's going to be giving me a slightly better experience. That's not really what's going on here. This phone is going to be giving you a slightly limited experience when it comes down to software. Now, when it comes down to, the lag on the software, luckily for us, 18.7.2 is actually fairly stable. It's not really that bad of a version of software, and I actually do think it's actually pretty solid. So that right there is going to be something that's actually really nice. And going through and getting a piece of software like this, I think is going to be a really nice thing. So like I said, although it's not perfect, I do think it is going to be a pretty good thing going through and buying a phone with this type of, experience, performance, whatever you want to call it. The battery life isn't terrible. It's not great anymore. These phones have started to kind of show their age too. So that right there is also another one of those things to keep in mind. But the phone doesn't feel super laggy. That's the surprising thing. I feel like my iPhone 12 on iOS 26.1 feels more laggy for the most part than my iPhone XS Max. So that right there is also just another interesting thing. Like when I'm looking at it, it just kind of stands out to me that that type of device, doesn't feel that bad. It doesn't feel that old. But there are always some few things to keep in mind here. And in my personal opinion, if you have an iPhone XS Max, I do think it kind of makes some sense to go and upgrade to maybe a phone that is supported with software, a phone like an iPhone 11 or above. But if you want that sweet spot, if you want a phone that's, pretty new, but it's hundreds of dollars cheaper than a 17 Pro, I think an iPhone 15 Pro is a very well-rounded phone. If you can swing and buy something like that, that is a very good phone. But if you want to save even more money, you can buy either an iPhone 13 Pro or an iPhone 14 Pro and still get a really good upgrade from a XS Max and still save hundreds of dollars as well. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.